Sunrise video series. Good morning. It's January 12th. How are you doing? What did you guys do last night? Are you guys going to be having a fun January 12th, right? If we're connecting on a day that is not January 12th, greetings from the future. Yes, this recording is from your future self connecting with me in the present, which is maybe the first time that we've ever talked at a sunrise video. Good morning, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Waving. What we're doing today is my prep like we are student athletes. Like we are student athletes. Like we're student athletes, right? And the entrepreneurship, good morning. The entrepreneurship is a practice, it is not a perfection inside of this unscheduled Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. Oh, I didn't go to college. I didn't go to UT. I didn't go to Stanford. I'm from Michigan. Those things are okay because we are learning together as if we are crashing University of Illinois, attending classes at Stanford while we march towards being slightly better as an entrepreneur, stepping towards a new destiny. And if sunrise isn't really your thing, well, know that some people inside of Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club have risen early, have adopted a slightly different routine. That's what we're trying to do in the new year, right? That's what we're trying to do in the new year, where we are. This is a new year. Let's bullet point. Let's bullet point. And speaking of bullets and pointing, how awesome is us going right into what venture capitalists do prior to funding us for venture capital? So what happens prior? Is the definition of homework. People will say, oh, if you want all access to these untold millions of dollars, do your homework. What exactly is this homework? And can we win at doing homework while being profitable at every step? I'm not going to do 4 years worth of homework only to realize, hey, the return on this is not exactly as high as I thought, right? So we're going to be profitable, showing off here. Showing off Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, which is we're going to be profitable every time we think about doing homework and definitely after we execute our homework. Have you ever heard a person use the word HW as much? You haven't, because this is street smart information. This is what they don't teach you in school. This is potentially a YouTube spin-off channel that we can do a collaboration on because we want to be paid per step. Specifically, let's say launching our first landing page. We don't want to spend $300 on a workshop only to not get $0 in or $1 in. How are we going to do that? By doing something semi-scary, which is the most cliche form of awesome ever, which is we're going to promote one thing. We're not going to market it. We're actually going to sell one thing. And instead of selling strangers, realize that I'm a stranger. So you should sell me my own thing. And that's where it's playful. That's where entrepreneurship is in flow, is you selling me this pen. Before we sell a landing page or you guys think about doing your first YouTube video, which who did? Who did their first video? Shelby Sapp, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. She did her first video. And when she did her first video, what happened? I bought in, not by transferring money to her, but I bought in to transfer money to her energetically. That's the homework component of what did you do to PQRST? What did you do to improve University of Texas and South by Southwest before spending $1,500 on a film, music, interactive badge, right? What did you do? Or did you just go $1,500 in a debt to buy a badge to gain access to the conference? Or worse, you got money from your parents to be like, oh, this will be educational. And then when you went there, you just partied. Do I sound like I'm describing your college career? Maybe, but not our future real world college experience together, 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 and potentially separate, but also together, decentralized Web 5 Bitcoin people. Let's look at a future event on January 20th. Now, when I say January 20th, if you did not furiously scribble down that date as if that were money, that's how you are with dates. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, when we renege and flake on dates where we get a hotter, better opportunity, what happens is we end up hurting ourselves. When I say January 20th, I'm about to outline a future battle condition, a future interaction for money. In the same way that I woke up before sunrise in preparation for sunrise videos, we now can take advantage of a calendar. This is not going to be a calendar app, Justin Kahn. What they don't teach you at Y Combinator is selling a calendar app for over $500,000 on eBay, right? That sounds crazy, but it's kind of not crazy because we can sell things and then buy them at future dates. That's homework. That sentence was crazy awesome. This is why. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Is there going to be housing? Is there going to be venture capital events to go to? Is there going to be access to VIP parties? I think that's Larry Chang's hierarchy of needs, right? So, how do we, jokes folks, that are profitable? Just like yesterday's 70 tips inside of Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club Observing, which is the YouTube, which is the top 10 business tips that comedians need to master. There's 70 of them. 70 top 10 business tips. This is sell it first and then buy it. It is not buy 6 of them and then sell them and then hope. We sell housing and then we go buy the housing that we reserved 1 year plus 12 days, 10 days from now. Because January 20th is too close. The football national championship for 2025, that's already planned because I already reserved the hotel. What you need to do as your first exercise is on January 21, you reserve a hotel for January 19th, 2026. Once your brain begins to PQRST dates, you'll understand why there are people that exist where we front run. So the money seems so easy. People are spending $2,000 on dinner, and you're like, what in the world? I don't get why some people are so rich and the middle class is just getting wiped out and struggling, right? Good morning. Good morning. I have my phone set on super light, super dark mode, and so it ends up being nearly impossible to read. When sunrise videos, good morning, with sunrise videos, uh, this is the hack. This is the hack. On my bat phone, my all access phone, I left notifications on for that number, whereas my other number, there's no notification. So during these live streams, if you text message 650-283-8008, stop sexting. Oh my God. That's also, so I actually see those. Whereas like comments on the stream are box away because I didn't bring my computer home from work to stream, and I'm not going to have streaming touch my work computer, right? So I'm just using my cell phones on stream mode and on video mode. And so that's one of the reasons why comments are semi-dark, which pertains specifically to how VCs handle messaging. It is incredibly street smart to do the homework of this year plus 10 days and potentially inviting a VC by promoting what another VC already wrote. And do you see how if you're not mind melding with me, genius stuff that is literally a triangle, not a love triangle. Well, actually, it is a love triangle. It's just that you benefit on all those triangle points. This is also similar to Anton Antonopoulos. Bitcoin EUTWM external API. Do you see how we can, oh my God, this lighting's awesome. This lighting's awesome. Do you see how this seemingly easy triangle makes, screenshot, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. You take a simple shape and you turn it into a Gmail notification for Guy Kawasaki, Plan B for fundraising 1 year and 1 week ahead of time. Or if you're hard pressed, 90 days ahead of time. Because most people literally just show up and then hope that the fact that they didn't prepare will not show. They hope that. And so Guy Kawasaki would be on one portion of the triangle. Then there would be his blog post on another part of the triangle, and then you are the third slide and the third side. What you're doing there is you're becoming unstoppable, which is why this confidence comes through. This is what they don't teach you at Y Combinator. Within the three components of that triangle, there's another three that are intertwined, which is thankfulness, more thankfulness, and then douche tithing. Because what happens is money comes in, and if you're not tithing back to where the money came from, you're going to get stuck. And this is incredibly true 100% of the time, because people that are not thankful end up doing self-harm, nearly unaliving their own entrepreneurship aspirations, which is why it boggles the mind that people would suicide. So the triangle is really built upon and boosted up by thankfulness. Let's say there's a future cool music festival, film festival, work conference that you want to go to, and your boss won't pay you, or you're unemployed and you live in South Asia, right? That happens too. Quite a lot, actually. How do we self-fund, even though when I say the word $9,000, South Asians are like, well, not only is that a lot of money, that's more money than the last 5 generations of my father's lineage. Turtles all the way down, right? $9,000 hasn't even been accumulated over the last 5 generations. Or Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, 100K hasn't been made by females below 30 years old, which is why the Shelby Sapp, Larry Chang Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club is so awesome, because we think you can get to 100K definitely under a year, under a quarter, in a month. That's how arbitrage works. Specifically, avoiding larger numbers so that way we can focus on the most important number, which is $0. What they don't teach you at Y Combinator is for a Y Combinator potential, a hot girl entrepreneurship potential, any kind of potential to transition from people and YouTube videos overnight successing into sticks and sticks of money, or dealing with dollar number zero, what they don't teach you in school. The start at $0, name a famous founder, and I will tell you how they used this diagram. Name a famous founder. You guys, name a famous founder. Name a famous founder, and I will name a famous founder. Name a famous founder. Thank you for loving the hat. Welcome to January 12th, day 0 of your life. Name a famous founder, and I'll tell you how they started. Oh, Bill Gates, Microsoft. He took an Altair Basic and he made that box of shit slightly better. Dating app, any dating app. It's a sequel to being a prequel to Bumble. Whitney Wolf initially doing letting women make the first move. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, when are you going to make your first move? Not on this, okay? Making your first move inside of entrepreneurship. When are you going to make that move? at $0, day zero, we can get off of zero. Oh my God. That sums up the whole video series. Now we can just hang out, relax, and just have fun. Networking. How we network on socials. YouTube, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, X, Instagram. Our interactions can be made real. Whereas right now, it's fake community. It's real community, but it's not made real. The money hasn't been made yet. The friendships haven't started yet. It's fake familiarity with semi-celebrity people with semi-celebrity people. It's purely edited, highly curated, highly produced BS, bullshit, where why can't I get a live stream that is stream of genius, not stream of consciousness, because then what happens is our left brain hemisphere fights and has a civil war with our right brain hemisphere, and then what happens? We stall, we procrastinate, we have a mental block. Not a mental illness, but we have a dopamine detriment. We have an epinephrine lack as we don't transition into norepinephrine. And so we are able to win at entrepreneurship by networking. So the way that this connects or connects here can be the way that a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley networks, which is what? It's basically networking like a rich person. Do you know how like I often talk about books and connecting with a book and speed reading the book, and then some people are like, "Oh, that's sexy, that's fun, that's amazing." But why do I voraciously consume a book? Because now I can get the author to do whatever I want. And that sounds like a hand puppet situation. Let's bring in a visual aid. Let's bring in a visual aid. Let's bring in a visual aid. I'm going to go lefty. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good morning. Oh my God, Mr. Owl talks funny. Good morning. I'm Mr. Owl and I'm a puppet. How did I meet Larry? Oh, he read my book and then he became amazing. And then because he became amazing, I went ahead and just kicked a lot of butt afterwards, because having Larry's hand up into my brain has really helped win. What am I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Stop looking, focus. Good job, buddy. This is what I'm talking about. When we are connected to a video. The interaction is throw troll comments, or if you're in Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, actually connecting. Oh my God, I think I just figured out why hot blondes succeed. This is why. When you're a hot girl and you're on Instagram, if you hit like or follow, the dude instantly goes into your direct messaging. Do you like how I didn't just say the colloquial? This is street smart homework of sliding into anybody's DMs anytime you want, as if you're a hot girl. How useful is this video all of a sudden? Because this is networking. This is what they don't teach you at YC because of this. Hot girls don't see the internet as people that we cannot access. That's what I see as a book. I see a book the way that hot girls see high value men on Instagram that are easy to connect with. Because once you speed read and PQRST the book is now your calling card for meeting up with the author instantly or collaborating super fast or sliding into their DMs. Why? Because there's an exercise and a repetition of meet a stranger, connect with them, you improve, I improve, win-win, and then we both become better, and then we remember when we connect over social, oh, we last hung out on January 12th. That was my day zero, because I went from consuming YouTube content to now putting up not a takedown video, not a reaction video, but a mind meld video. Oh my God, this video is amazing. This video is amazing. That's what they don't teach you at Y Combinator, is networking via the Vulcan mind meld. To wrap up that point, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, why Y Combinator doesn't invite Shelby Sapp to keynote. This is her keynote extrapolated. That's how to do networking, is extrapolation. That's how to win at stock market, not by selling charts and graphs, but by front running. People that are pitching charts and graphs are scam artists. This seems like a scam because it sounds so easy, but it's way easier not to do it. And then do people get disorganized and then give up? Not on picking up the easy money. Do they give up because they got distracted? Oh yeah, which is why when hot girls at Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club learn to semi-focus a little bit of their IQ 100 brain, a little bit of focus, just a little bit, just the tip, which is from yesterday's series, 70 tips that summarize, comprise, and are compiled into top 10 business tips for comedians to transition into being a working comedian. How nice is the sunrise changing the light? How nice is the sunrise? It's just a metaphor for us being at day zero, where when this video started, it was dark AF. Where you guys are at right now, dark financially. And guess what? For the world, it's going to get worse. Canada, Australia, America, that's the best of the bunch. The rest of the world is actually going to be worse because somebody didn't read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Somebody also didn't read Adam book When Money Dies. Somebody also didn't read Safedina Mu's The Fiat Standard. I'll keep him close by as an assist. When you read, you guesstimate what's going to happen in the future by front running it. In fact, if you haven't taken one line of notes, just write down 2 words: front run. In the comments, write down front run, and I'll know that you're solo paying attention versus trying to manage multiple streams and watch 2 screens simultaneously. Busted. Busted. That was funny, right? Because 2 screens into 1 screen together. By the way, on Thursdays, I drop new episodes on YouTube Thursdays at 11 a.m. So I would subscribe because there is an inner world that we can playfully explore, but it's easy to get distracted if you don't. So together. Do you see how accidentally in flow for Sunrise Video we lucked into this togetherness? And so the way to capitalize on this togetherness at Sunrise is for us to be friends with strangers. Because you think that these celebrities don't interact with us. Turns out, this is the homework component, they have no choice but to listen to their fans. You're a fan. What they don't teach at Y Combinator is how to vet, filter, and curate fans into mentoring us. Perfectly in script to the 4 types of mentors. You don't see me as a superstar mentor, okay? You don't. That's okay. Because you just want to throw vagina and hope that I pick something out of Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. But this is better than that. This is a guaranteed win where you don't have to worry about future competition coming from a girl who's 3 years older, 3 years younger, and is currently 19 years old, but is eventually going to be 22, right? That's the competitive nature which allows for us this. 4 types of mentors. This is a slam dunk. So instead of casually viewing, we are going to be psychopaths on Sunday as we meditate and pray together. Father Lord, thank you for this video. Thank you for the blessings of meeting new people. And thank you for the abundance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Superstar mentor. Oh, that would be the big guy. Or Larry Chang, who I met, who I guess I'm going to try this experiment. In fact, that could be video number 1. Since you have 0 videos that you've shipped. Video 1, the Larry Chang experiment. Superstar mentors, cohort mentors, junior mentors, default mentors. That's what they don't teach you in school and at YC and at Comedy College, which is Joe Rogan's comedy mothership. When I say the word default mentor, what do you guys think of? When I say the word default mentor, what do you guys think of? And so, default mentor is where there is unknowingly somebody who is your anchor, somebody who is your, not your rock, but your concrete shoes that are keeping you as a crab in a pot. Why do I know this? Because you indicate where you're at by asking questions such that are not sequitur. Do you remember earlier with the mind meld, with connecting with a person who wrote a book? Deepak Chopra, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. Tom House and Larry Chang collaboration, which is Entrepreneurship is a Game of Failure judged by negative people in a misinformation environment. When you ask questions like, Larry, what is your profession? You're you're you're, you're signaling that between videos that you watch, because if this is the first time I've met you, hi, it's great to meet you the first time. If this is the 15th time that I've met you, and now you're asking the question of, what is your profession? That's like asking me, hey, what did you study in college and what was your first job? That would be a better question because we're trying to get away from our default mentor, because what is our default mentor doing? He's a crab in a pot. That was 4 videos ago. Crab in a pot trying to pull you back in versus asking the question of, what is your current profession? Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club should be asking this. Tell me about your last $10 million. Before you do that, can you talk about your first $10 million? Because I think that would help me get to 600K. Or will it? Or why can't we just focus on your $0, right? You went to grad school. You're like 24 going on 29. Look at your face, right? You're aging prematurely and you're asking not great questions while beta mailing. Oh, sometimes there's some extraneous information woven into the real content. Well, guess what? I've been dropping how much real content, and if I didn't weave these jokes in or weave in jokes that are for other people, this video would not have the energy, the information, and the flow that this video has. Who else is doing, just for you guys, delicious. Is this not delicious? The flow of completing a first mentor. Do you see why having words spit out the tonality versus perfectly produced? Because I literally had to give birth to that phrase, which was difficult to press out because of this one thing. I can tell when you've never gotten a mentor on your own. This is what VCs do, is horrible with domain expertise, horrible with technology. I don't care if you got a master's degree from Princeton in engineering in the year 2004. Okay? That shit's out of date. Engineering flips over all the time. The best of the best engineering, it's not even going to be taught for another 3 years, and the practical people are doing it now. So we can sniff out, as a VC, we can sniff out whether or not you've ever gotten a mentor in the real world. We can suss that out, the kids will say, because you don't have any riz because your brain is beta male, irrationally page 124 and page 136 inside of, I don't want to learn from somebody who looks different from me. Like, if all of your friends are at the same shade color of peanut butter, then you're not going to have an array and a smattering of superstar mentors, right? Because crabs in a pot, if you look at all the crabs, I can't tell all the crabs apart from each other. But guess what? If you have a super tall, super athletic Chinese mentor and you're hanging out, I want to go into that meeting and I want to be like, "Hey, how do you guys know each other? Why are you guys seeming like you're best friends?" Because of the Larry Chang mind meld. Not between me and you or here, not there, but the mind meld like the Vulcan mind meld. Let me show you the Vulcan mind meld for people that are not Star Wars, Star Trek, starstruck. This is how the Vulcan mind meld works. This is my dog's chew toy. He is not allowed to destroy it. It's in pretty good shape for being a year old. This is how the Vulcan mind meld works. This is an author of a book. This is me, and I'm trying to suck your brain for genius shit. So Spock puts his hand on your face, and then he downloads all the information from your brain. Downloads all the information from your brain. While he's downloading the information from your brain, he is not doing this with 6 other people. I'm not talking about dating on a roster or Larry Chang having a bullpen of putty. I am not. I'm talking about delving deep with the Vulcan mind meld. So this is a bear, and I'm going to be pulling the information from the bear using the Vulcan mind meld. And then I close my eyes and I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Bear, you like playing with my dog? Oh, you want my dog to play with you more? Wow, you seem kind of haggard, but you like being all played with, you like being played with rough and put away wet? Oh, tell me more, Mr. Bear. You would like more dogs to play with you? What? Tell me more. Oh, I would also like for you to read to me." So, do you see how the Vulcan mind meld, while that was comedic and semi-funny, what was it more? It was more an educational and activation for how do you read a book? Do you read Stephen Blank's book so that way when you meet him, you won't say, "What is your current profession?" You'll be asking genius stuff like, "Hey, when you talk about Startup Death Spiral in section number 7 of your book, have you thought about connecting it to Larry Chang's video on the 5th Epiphany?" And now there's a conversation that is amazing because you've now asked him a question where he now needs to be friends with you. diversity of mentors, diversity of network, meeting new people where it positively affects your brain. And when you're meeting these new people, you're not saying stuff that are mean comments that then get read, which go like this. I'm really putting together things that you're saying, but you have so much unnecessary word I can't repeat that it distracts you from the content. It's actually not bad. Why can't you just say thank you? Oh, 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 oh. Right out of the page of January 12th, which is, why are you not thankful? Why are you not thankful? Why? Oh, I know why. Because your dad left you. And maybe he didn't physically leave you because you don't have a dad. But now you're going to be like, oh, but everybody's got a dad. Well, your dad left you, and now you're not being honest about it. Forgive him. He was there for part of the time. He wasn't the best dad ever, but maybe you deserved a medium dad so that way you can be a better dad yourself. Did I just explain default mentorship and your disconnection from superstar mentors or cohort mentors? Because you've got emotional baggage and now you've got scarcity mindset. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, this is why if your dad left you, you now have issues, and I want to have you keep those issues because those issues make you great. But relationship wise, that's where you're at. And forgiving your father is the talk that we had, and that's why I am the vagina whisperer. Does that answer your question for what is your job? It's vagina whispering. And so the opposite sex parent, and it affects men different from how women are affected. And ditto three things: loneliness, shame, and suffering. And if you're temporarily lonely and not exactly honest about it, then you're going to have conditions where, hey, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, I'm a hot female. I never get alone time. This video is crazy spot on. Because what they don't teach at Y Combinator is I've never ever been popular. Now I'm suddenly paper rich, and now I have social events. So do I want to play entrepreneurship, or do I want to actually do entrepreneurship, which requires solo work? If you want to go somewhere super fast, like an assassin, you got to go by yourself with a group. And this dovetails perfectly into why don't you have a co-founder, right? Because you should be able to network and have a co-founder, and that's when a VC is like, oh, you've got two co-founders that are diverse. Did I just explain diversity, equity, and inclusion as a personal DEI hire? Almost. Is this comedic? Yeah, it's going to be both funny and awesome. Get two non-employee co-founders. What's a non-employee co-founder? It's an old dude. Who raises the worth of your company before other VCs and him buy stock at the higher price. I said him because right now every non-employee co-founder is pretty much a man, because what woman has ever raised something in price and then bought more of? Women are skewed in price and value. Oh, that seems really general and discriminatory. Yeah, but also accurate. This is why I get to win at female venture capital, because look at my Instagram bio. There's going to be 1,000 female VCs, and guess who wrangled them in to limited partners and into becoming GPs? This guy. Non-employee co-founder is relentlessly resourceful and counterintuitive and not taught in school. Altogether, to wrap up, quite a genius point, which is recruiting a VC that you don't know to mentor you. I'm actually not going to repeat that because it was that awesome. Oh, but your confidence level is too high. Like your confidence rubs me. Hot girl entrepreneurship rubs me the right way. Rubbed me right way long time. Oh my god. What did I say? I remember what I said because I have a great memory because my brain is wired to be healthy, and when I forget things, I forgive myself, but then I work my brain as a muscle. Kind of like my Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Knowledge Club, my magic muscle. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I had it all the time. I need to work on my comedic timing. How to get a VC that you don't know to increase the value of stock before they buy stock. How to get a VC that you don't know to mentor you. Do you see how homework components and all the things that YC dishes, all of them, they end up being over people's heads because they're not focused on mentor zero, dollar zero, life, last 5 generations of the family, $9,000. Is that horrible for me to say? No, don't be embarrassed. You're from a third world country, and sex inside the family, I didn't even understand that that's genetically why the IQ is low. Is that hilarious comedic content? It actually is. It actually is on multiple levels of WTF. But because of this video archived, we can get to $9,000 well within the calendar year of 2025. I chuckle because your results will vary. You could get to $9,000 by January 20th, Atlanta at the Dorian, or never, because dollar zero is the hardest zero, because all of entrepreneurship is summarized as helping people go from go from $4 million to $2 million. Basically, to go from 6 zeros to still 6 zeros. A billion seconds. If a million seconds is 11 days, how many days is a billion seconds? How many days is a billion seconds? So let's say you pick up $1 every second. $1 every second, which accidentally I must have done. If you pick up $1 every second, how many seconds would it take for you to pick up $1 billion? By picking up $1 every second. That's a question. How many days? $1 every second. It would take you just under 12 days like 11.7 days to pick up $1 million if you pick up a dollar every second. How much time for a billion? In a text message, text me back the answer to that, and then this will be the first time that you've networked with a stranger. Do you see how the homework component goes? For the focus of today was how to do street smart homework. Number one isn't just trying to collect money and sell things to people that you've never met before. I think step zero is, can you connect with me to show that I used to be a stranger and now you're introducing yourself via a text message? That's what I make people do on Instagram, where I make you open Instagram, because if you get distracted by the tons and tons and tons of hot vagina being thrown at you every time you open up Instagram, then you get what I'm trying to filter out is, how much control do you have over your brain? How much discipline do you have? Which is why I require people to contact me over Instagram. And then on Instagram, you can literally see my phone number. So if you don't have the confidence to just connect over Instagram or via phone, you're going to be permanently mentored by your default mentor. Y Combinator Tuesday night dinner. Invite Shelby Sapp. She's going to be amazing. Tuesday night keynotes. Great to hang out with you today. Text me. I want to know how you are. These are hilarious, right? Ask me anything. Ask me anything. You've got me. Ask me anything. What is your profession? LOL. It's Vagina Whisperer or Oriental Cowboy. Thank you for telling me that you're in DEI. Thank you. I'm a DEI person too, so we can totally connect over that. Step one is you don't talk smack, you just are thankful. And then you don't bring worse qualified people into your fold. You are just thankful that other people didn't get to be in our position because of a quota. And if you guys who are watching are Caucasian, know that we got to play the game on hard mode. And who excels at playing the game on hard mode? Who? We do. Plus, we have no choice. No choice. We got to play the game on hard mode.